What do Tim Tebow, John Legend, and Jimmy Johnson have in common? They're all supporting Samsung's Hope for Children Gala alongside the YouTube channel What's Trending. And I want to support this great cause as well, so I want to give them this shout out. You can check out videos from the events by checking out the annotation. Hey everyone, it's Jade Alcoro here at The Aimless Cook, and on this episode I'm going to share with you my recipe for handmade pasta. Now this is the same recipe that I used in last week's episode where we made the pico de gallo sauce and the pan-seared scallops. Now this one's very easy to do. I've refined it over the years, but I know you're going to love this one. You can make it either way. Of course I'm using a mixer and a pasta machine to roll out my dough in this one, but you can of course do it the old school way. And if you want to see the recipe for the old school way to do it, I have that episode right here, and you can click it right on the annotations here or in the link in the description below. So if you're ready, I'm ready, because it's all about to happen right now on The Aimless Cook. So I'm going to start here with a mixing bowl, and in the mixer I got about 150 grams per serving of dry ingredients. Now this is a blend of flour with about 10% of semolina. Now to that I'm going to add 1 large egg per serving, and I'm going to combine that in the bowl with a couple tablespoons of olive oil and some warm water. Now the amount of water that you're going to add to this mixture will depend on the kind of climate or humidity that you're in. And you want to look at the dough and make sure that it's coming together in a certain way. So you want it to make sure it's not too dry, but also not too wet. Hard to explain, but I'll show you the picture. It should look like this. So when you see it coming together in a big clump like this, you're pretty much ready to go. Now it's time to get messy. Let's flour up our work surface, and then we're going to take that dough that we just mixed and we're going to turn it onto that surface, and we're going to knead it for at least 5 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep turning it and folding over itself until your shoulders are nice and tired. Now once you're finished sparring with your ball of dough, simply wrap it in some plastic wrap and set it aside for at least half an hour to rest. Now a very important transformation is going to take place in that half hour, so be patient. Now when that half hour is over, you can unwrap your dough, and you're going to notice that that dough now is very nice and pliable, very forgiving, supple and smooth, and ready for that pasta roller. Now if you're going to do this by hand, you're going to really appreciate the resting time, because it's going to be much easier to roll into a thin sheet, which is what we're going to do next. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my dough thin enough to fit into the widest setting of the pasta roller. And what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to roll it through a couple times on each setting, folding the sheet over every time. Now what I want to do is I'm going to get progressively thinner and thinner with the settings until I get to something that I can see through. Now you want to remember that while you're rolling your dough through the pasta roller, that you want to keep it well dusted with flour. Now this is going to keep your dough from sticking to the rollers, because when it does stick to the rollers, it's a real pain in the ass. Now if you choose to do this the old school way, you can, and I have done it before. As a matter of fact, if you want to see a video of it, you can see it by clicking on this annotation or in the link in the video description below. So once your noodles are ready to go, simply pop them in your boiling salted water, and they don't need a lot of time to cook. Now fresh pasta, really you'll only need about 2 or 3 minutes to cook. Now once your pasta is done, simply add to your favorite sauce and serve it up, and that is all there is to it. So that is it. That is my recipe for a homemade pasta that you can enjoy. If you want to cut it into noodles, you can, but if you want to make the most incredible lasagna ever, leave it in the big sheets, and that's awesome. So take this recipe, make it yours, and have fun in the kitchen, which brings me to my question of the day. What is your favorite type of pasta? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time. Ingredients for today's episode provided by Kingsland Farmers Market.
Pizza.